Welcome to this video about how to build track in Empire Builder Europe. Empire Builder Europe starts with a blank map, and throughout the game the players will build their track onto the map to connect the major cities of Europe. When you start building track, you have to start from a major city, which are these hexagons, or a key city, which are these triangle cities. You build a track dot to dot. So for example, like this would be a legal track to build. The cost for building a track is 1 million euros for a standard spot. So if I want to build from Essen to say this river here, then I would spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 million euros. There's other kinds of dots on the board, and they have a differing cost. So there's mountain dots, and those cost 2 million. So I spent 6 million here, so this would be 2 more is 8, 10, 12 million. Another type of terrain is the alpine spaces. These represent difficult mountains, and they cost 5 million to build through. So if I was here, I would spend 2 plus 5 is 7, 9, 11, 12. So you can see it get a little pricey to get through the Alps. The other spots that cost additional money are cities. Cities come in 4 varieties. There's a small city, which is represented by a circle, a medium city, which is the square, a key city, which is this triangle that has 3 dots, and then the major cities, which are the hexagon with the 7 dots. To build into a small or medium or key city requires 3 million. So we can go 1, 2, plus 3 is 5 million. To build into a major city requires that you spend 5 million. So 1, 2, 3 plus 5 is 8 million to build that track. Now, the rules state that you can build out of 2 major cities. So instead of building it this way, where we spent 1, 2, 3, 8 million to build that piece of track, we could instead build out of Amsterdam and save ourselves some money by going 1, 2, 3, 4 million. So, but you can only do that twice. So if I built that, and then I built this here, then I would not be able to do this on the same turn. I would have to wait till the next turn to build that third piece of track coming out of a major city. I could, however, build into a major city as well. So if I built those pieces of track, and then I wanted to take this and go into Berlin, that is perfectly legal, but I would have to spend the 5 million to go into Berlin. As you can see, I crossed the Elbe here, and rivers have an additional cost. All the rivers cost the same. It costs 2 million extra euros to build across. So this would be 1, plus 1 is 2, plus 2 for the river is 4, and if I was building in, that would be 9. And I have a cat. The other kind of terrain is the ocean inlet. When you cross a track that comes over an ocean, you pay 3 million. You also pay that when you're going over a lake. So this here would be 2 plus 3 is 5 million for the lake. Last thing I want to talk about are these ferries. You're going to need to take a ferry to get to England, or you could take the Channel, which I'm about to explain as well. The way you build to a ferry is very similar to everything else. You go 1, 2, 3, but when you go to the ferry, you pay the entire cost of the ferry. So this ferry costs 4, so this would be 1, 2, 3, plus 4 is 7. At that point, you can build off the other side of the ferry. So you go 8, and then come out of London for 9. So to build Paris to London would be 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, and then building out of London is 9. And that would be my 2 builds out of major cities, so I wouldn't be able to build anything else, but I would have to wait till the next turn. Each ferry is only ever allowed to have 2 people in it. So once 2 people have built to a ferry, then nobody else can build to that ferry. The same with the small cities, can only have 2 people build into or out of it. And the same with the medium cities, they can have 3 people can build in or out of a medium city. The last thing to talk about is the channel. The channel acts very similar to a ferry, but it costs 17 million. So if I was building the channel, I would spend 1 plus 17 is 18 million. 1920, for example, is a build. And I've got a cat on my keyboard. So that is building a channel. Now, why would you want to spend 17 million versus 4 million? Well, you'll have to watch the moving video to see the answer. But the sneak preview is it's much faster to move through the tunnel than it is to take a ferry. The end of the game requires that you have 250 million and 7 major cities connected. So you'll want to expand your rail lines enough to cover 7 of the 8 major cities. We got London, Paris, Amsterdam, Essen, Berlin, Vienna, Milan, and Madrid. Thanks for watching the video.